outside the center of curvature, but it is closer to the center of curvature. That we can call it as beyond the
Beyond
center of
C.
curvature, right? So object placed beyond the center of curvature on the principal axis, right? So let me show you how to draw this ray diagram using the scale on the paper. Look at that. So first, take the paper horizontally and place your scale horizontally. Draw the principal axis here. Okay, I have drawn principal axis. Then remove the scale. Choose the point middle to the principal axis, as you see here. Name it as pole P. Next, draw the vertical line, right? That just modify to indicate the lens with a symbol, double-headed arrow or a Y shape. Okay, so double-headed arrow is double convex lens. So draw that as you see here. Put the scale like this, then draw the line and just modify it as a lens symbol. Then remove your scale. Identify its respective center of curvatures and the focal points F1 and F2, C1 and C2. So don't forget to use the logic here. Always remember the logic. Maintain the gap between any 2 points same. Okay, right? Just which are beside to each other. PF1, F1C1 same. PF2 and F2C2 lengths are same. 4455 or 66 centimeters depending on the page length. Okay, next what to do? Select the object to place beyond the center of curvature. I have given one logic. Always the object height maintained equal to the width of the scale or any other. So put your scale as you see here. Then draw a vertical line beyond the center of curvature to use that as object here. Symbolically we can show that object like this here. Okay, so this is the object which is placed beyond the center of curvature. Width of the scale, height of the object is width of the scale. It is equal. Then choose the top of the object and draw a parallel line before removing your scale. Then remove your scale. Now second ray is required from the same point, top of the object, that which passes through the optic center of the lens. So just connect that top of the object and optic center of the lens as you see here using the scale. Then join them with a ray. So this ray seem to meet, it looks passing through the optic center of the lens. Then we know the behavior of this light ray. What is after refraction? Its path remains undeviate. So complete that before removing your scale. I got that undeviate ray, right, passing through the optic center. It goes on continuously, no bending or no refraction, so not deviate. Then remove your scale from here. Next, trace the path of the refracted light ray for that parallel ray after the refraction. So we know the behavior of that ray which is parallel to the principal axis. It meets the focus after its refraction. So join them as you see here using the scale. Then just complete it, extend that. To find out the converging point of that refracted light rays, where it is here, I have drawn a perpendicular line onto the principal axis from the converging point of refracted light rays to the principal axis. So this is image height. What is it? It is image height. So look at that facing direction from the principal axis. Is it above the principal axis or below the principal axis? It is below the principal axis. What about your object? It is above the principal axis. How they are faced each other? Opposite to each, right? So this is called inverted image here. Then let me know that image height. Is it greater than the object height or less than the object height? Just compare them. It is less than the object height. Image height is smaller than the object height. So what we can call it as image is smaller, diminished. Image is greater, magnified. Don't get confusion. Image is smaller than the object. So it is called as diminished image. Where you obtain that image position? image position? Anybody? Object is beyond the center of curvature. Image is
Between F1 C.
F1 and C1. Between center of curvature and the focus. Okay, then next, let me ask you, is it a real image or virtual image? This is a real image. So you have to keep that screen at the converging point of this refracted light rays. Okay, let me write the characteristics by identifying the image here. So what the characteristics we can write here about the type of image? Is it real or virtual? It is a real image. Very good. Then what about the size? Smaller, diminished. Okay. What about its facing direction? Facing direction is below the principal axis. Below principal axis means it is said to be inverted image, oppositely faced to the object. So inverted image we can write. Then size, here you have to mention that type of size of the image is diminished. What we can write, the another position of the image. What is the position of image here? You can see that image between F1 and C1. So no need to mention that. Okay, you can mention, no problem. As you feel here. Okay, I have written that between F1 and C1. So after drawing any ray diagram or using any lens, you have to write these four characteristics related to the images. What they are here? Is it a virtual image or real image? Then is it a erect image or inverted image? See, I am saying it's opposite also. Real means another side to the lens. If the same side is observed image, that we can call it as virtual. Inverted, below the principal axis. If that is above the principal axis image, then it is called as erect image. Then size is smaller, it is said to be diminished. Image size is greater than the object, it is said to be magnified or enlarged image. Then see the position.